Hello, this is Mike
Hi.
from WindowsForum.com, and I'm here with Jim and Ross, and we're just here to
Hi.
discuss the latest build, which is 10.11.35. Of course, that build is not currently on the slow ring or the fast ring yet, but we're just taking a look at it. Um, so what do you guys want to say? I mean, what do you think so far? I mean, tell me what to do because I'm navigating the frame here. I mean,
Well, let's let's have a go. Let's look at the usual stuff. Well, first of all, let's have a look on creating additional clocks.
hold on one second, please. Hold
No.
on, just having some technical problem. The problem was I had the video was echoing back to me because I had the window open, the YouTube channel open on the site. So my mistake there, guys. Sorry, I was hearing myself twice
Mhm.
on a delay. All right, what did you want to do, Ross? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say, let's just try something simpler, like let's put in some additional clocks.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah, that's the clock. Well, the clock issue, normally in Windows 8, you would go here,
Yeah,
right?
that's right.
Change date and
And
time set, or click
and there
on
will
the...
be a very simple one-click process to get us into the. But now we've got, well, still a one-click process, but now.
Well, if I click on change date and time, it sends me straight to settings in 10.11.35. In
Mhm.
10.11.30, I'm not... I think it did the same thing,
Yeah, it does
but...
the same thing.
Yeah, it's exactly the
Yeah,
same.
exactly the same. You gotta click that, and
Uh,
then you gotta scroll
All right,
down.
so here
uh,
we've got.
so you
So
see
I
it right
presume
here.
this is your time zone. Add additional clocks. Add clocks for different time zones. So yeah, there we go.
So I'll click
So
on that, right?
yeah.
And now I'm
Next.
confronted with this thing. Now in 10.11.30, it would come up with control panel. This thing would pop up, but now I'm here, and
Well, everything you've done in 35 is exactly the same in 30.
oh, okay, good, all right, all right.
So this is a new clock that you're creating, yes? Or is this
Yeah,
the old clock that you're changing?
yeah, it won't allow you to add.
So you can't have any different clocks?
No.
Oh my, it's even worse than I thought.
In what
Yes, it's
way?
worse.
Well, well, as I was saying, discussing before, I've got
Well,
with
I have
Windows
no
8.1,
option.
I've
I,
got local time, I've got time in New York, and I've also got time in Pacific, So,
Under
uh,
what?
with,
Windows 8.1?
yeah.
Yeah, but in 10 you can't do any of that.
well, that's very easy to do in Windows 8,
Why have they
8.1, and Windows
why
10. I
have they
mean,
removed that feature?
well, why can't I just add a second? Look, I mean, it says add clocks for
Add
different time zones,
different
right?
time zone. Unless
I click
this
on
is
that.
just broken until we
Yes,
see a
Maybe
new
at
that's
build.
least.
insane. It
There's
ain't.
no way to add a clock here at all. There's just no way.
Yeah, there used to be a way, and it was still rubbish. But I don't know why they've changed it. And I say
Probably because an
the
additional time zone can't fit on this giant
it
calendar.
just seems like they've changed so much stuff, and it's not for the better. They've simply changed stuff for the sake of changing it, and there
Well,
doesn't seem any clear reason or sane reason why they've done it. It's just simply to change it.
right.
And because it's crazy.
Well, I kind of agree because, like in Windows 8 or Windows 7, like you said, when you brought this up earlier, and I found this kind of annoying too. Like normally in Windows, when you want small icons, right? So you go use small taskbar buttons, like I'm doing right here. And in fact, I'll use the magnifying glass because I have a tendency to do that when we're doing live shit, live stuff. All right, so excuse me. So you click on that, right? And okay, so I'm using small icons now on the desktop
Uh-huh.
here, right?
Uh-huh.
And
Uh,
what's going on? Because why it still shows the date when in the past it didn't. You know, it only showed the time, and that's like a little thing, but it's kind of an annoyance to me. And as you said, like, why can't it just show the time?
Mm,
Because normally you'd hover over and it would show you the exact date and time when you hover
mm.
over, but now that hover over is actually gone. If you notice, when you hover over, it's not there. You got to click on it to get this giant calendar that does nothing. You know.
It looks like, I don't know, the world's worst carbuncle that's stuck on the end of, it's just like, uh, you know,
Normally this was
design
a
and
lot smaller. Like I think they made these icons bigger, and these icons are actually smaller than these icons. If you follow
mm,
my cursor, there actually is a way to put a cursor trail on here. I should do that.
it was so telling earlier when we said, we came to the sort of epiphany of, when Windows 10 first sort of when we first had a go on it, we all went, wow, this is great. Yeah, Microsoft have finally hit the nail on the head. But now, more and more of us are saying, no, I don't like it. They've changed this and they've changed that and they've done this and they've done that, and they've gone mad with it, and they're changing things that worked. And okay, they still work, but it's why change it anyway?
Hmm.
You know, Uh, uh, it's like they didn't learn the last time with the start menu.
Hmm.
They took it away. People were angry, didn't want to buy their operating system. And so now apparently it's back, but we've taken all the rest of the stuff away just by the by. So you're going to be happy about the start menu, but you're going to be really pissed off when you find out what we've done with the rest of the stuff. I mean,
Well,
I know we're kind of doing Windows 10 a bit of a disservice here, and there are a lot of really nice features in there, and a lot of it's really good. But when it comes down to the nitty-gritty, at the end of the day, all people want is an operating system that works, is familiar, and basically works. And the thing is, Windows has been around for such a long time now that people, when they start up their Windows, they expect to see a start menu. They expect
right.
things in a certain place. They
And
expect,
well, quite frankly, the start menu could have been patched back in
exactly.
to Windows 8, but it's time to sell more operating systems, so whatever. So, I mean, they could have just patched it back in. Instead, they patched the button in that nobody wanted, which is, like, bizarre, but okay. So, um, I agree, I mean, I just don't like the look, really, myself. Once this thing is upgraded, which I obviously will upgrade,
Mm.
probably, I will probably definitely remove all of this, unpin all of this stuff, because I'm just not going to use it. And then I'm just,
Okay.
instead of having the apps come out here, I'm going to have to deal with it over here, which
Okay.
to me is a little bit
Yeah,
inconvenient. And
the
I'd
start
like the
menu, I don't mind
search.
so much. Yeah.
I mean, well, I do, because I mean, I want the search to be in the start menu, not on this giant bar,
I think there's a way of doing that. Apparently, there is a way of doing that. I
which you
saw
can't
on
adjust yet, apparently.
well, I saw on a article and somewhere. Apparently, you can change the search so it's actually inside the start menu, but how you do it, I'm not sure.
Hmm.
But yeah, I know. I mean, there's still quite a bit that needs tweaking and changing, and I just hope that feedback has been sent. Uh, Whether they listen to it, I doubt it.
Well, I'm sure that they've listened to. I'm sure they look at the feedback and they're like, they see the most common complaints, like the ones that are the most uh, relevant to them. You know what I mean? They probably see which ones. Okay, well, this one got 10 million or 1 million people kind of wrote the same thing, so we'll heed that advice. But whether or not they're looking at little nitpicky things like this, I don't know, because ultimately it's this kind of like little thing here and there that really, I think, for the end user and for businesses, this looks like an alien sort of interface compared to Windows 7 or Windows 8 right now. And not to say it's done. I don't know if it is, but we're getting pretty close to July. What was it, 29th? So it does look a bit. You might say not.
I don't mind it so much.
To me, it looks
Jim,
Spartan. Looks pretty
what do you
primitive.
think about it?
For me?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you know me.
Well, I know, but how do you think? How do you feel it? What do you think
Jim
about the
thinks it
start menu?
sucks. I mean, come on, dude. He thinks it sucks.
Okay.
Also, what's up with the settings? Because sometimes when you open settings, this is, well, I guess it depends on your background now, right? Because like why when I open settings, it's like this 1995 interface. Like, why does it look this way? It shouldn't. This is like
it's slowly replacing the start menu. I think they're going to get rid of the control panel eventually. I think that's all going to go in its entirety, and it'll be. This is what's going to basically going to replace it.
yeah, but I mean the way it looks is just
this stunning bit of design.
it's just very
which is frugal to say the least. It must cost about £5 on the back of a fag packet. You know what I mean?
Well, that's my thing. My question is has this been done so that we know it's compatible like with tablets and phones? Because it seems like they want to enter that market, even though they're in that market. But nobody's.
I suppose this is where you're seeing the merging of the tablet, the phones, and which I suppose they have got to go this way a little bit, but boy. Some of it is just...
Like, I don't like how it can't be multi-windowed. Like, I just went to personalize, right? And that took me away from control panel. Why am I not multi-windowed anymore? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, okay, I'm here.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
That's very annoying.
Why couldn't you... yes, I see what you're saying. Saving on resources, perhaps?
I don't know about that. Well, then we shouldn't have Windows if we want to save resources.
Well, you'd think having a great big fat processor you wouldn't worry about.
Right. I mean,
window open.
Processing power is out through the roof now. So if I look at this, right, I'm here, I'm in settings, but I go here and go to personalize. I didn't tell it to do that. It decided it wanted to do that for some reason. I didn't open up another window. I mean, I wanted it to, but it didn't. But that's another thing.
Which is a pain if you still need to go back to the window that you were working on initially.
Right. If I'm working in one window, I don't want that window to change to that window.
Because
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
because I know I'm doing something else. I'm looking at my devices. I want to personalize here for a second. I can't multitask.
But then again, I could see where that in some cases that would be quite handy. And I think it just depends on the situation you're in at the time. Well, I mean, I can see it. It could be of some benefit. I mean, look. I'm not here to slag off Windows 10 at all. You know what I mean, and say that it's terrible operating, because I don't think it is. I don't think it is. But I think Microsoft are in danger of overstepping the boundaries. They're just going a bit too far with some of these. Look, no one likes change, I know that, but some of these changes just don't seem sane. They're just, like I say, for the one of not trying to repeat myself, but changing stuff for changing's sake just isn't right. It's if it ain't broke, don't fix it is the golden rule.
Right.
And I think they've learned a few times, haven't they? They've learned a few times. They've meddled with stuff to their cost.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? And it's a bit odd, this situation here. I mean, I can't see. What about when you said like multiple versions of Windows and what about, let's go to the Windows Update thing, because that's something that's annoying me, and I don't know if this is temporary, because I thought that this was kind of annoying when someone brought it up to me. I didn't realize until they brought it up how serious this might be. Now, in case people don't know, you can Windows Update. It's going to be sort of like a peer-to-peer transaction. So if you have a laptop that has all the updates, it'll try to get it off your local network automatically it'll try to get those updates. So like to save bandwidth, and so you're not slowing down. You'll download those updates from other computers that are running Windows 10. But the problem I see, and here I'm trying to get to settings again, but I'm looking for control panel. Oops. Where the hell did settings go? Oh, I'm in settings, so it's not going to show up now. Great. Okay. Sorry about that. Yeah. Okay. So if I go to updates, I can't, and you guys see here, okay, there is an update now, but I can't control. If I go to advanced, normally I could say, well, I don't want this
You used to be
visual.
able to right click it and say hide.
Right.
What was the deal? Could you just go? Let's just have a look, because obviously I've not. Yeah, you can defer the upgrade.
Right, I'm sorry, there's a little bit of
What's
lag.
that?
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, defer the upgrade, but that's talking about obviously a new build, isn't it? Yeah. Choose how you download updates.
If you don't mind, I'm going to learn more just to see what it says. Oh, it says nothing yet. Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like they've also the help system is
Defer
gone.
upgrades. Yeah. So
That's going to be
choose
online.
how updates are installed. Well, basically, it's either automatic or automatic.
Right.
That's
Like for
recommended with a mallet.
yeah, there's normally when you went to automatic here, and it's different from the way it looks in Windows 8 or Windows 7 or previous Windows versions. Normally, and if you remember, I mean, going back, you'd have to go to the Windows Update page just to get
Yeah.
going. But
And of
go if
course,
right, yes,
with Windows 8, with Windows updates, we've always known that the best way to really use Windows Update, if you're a power user, is to have it check for updates. So you can, because obviously, you run it on a regular basis. Check your updates, make sure that you need them, that
right.
they're correct, and then of course install them.
Well,
But
what if you
as
don't
we,
want to for a good reason? There may be an update that you need to block. That's
yeah,
happened before.
yeah,
Now it's basically what we're saying is you can defer the updates and you click on that and it'll
no,
it'll
that
slow it
says,
down.
I'm
But
sure
ultimately,
that
you
says defer upgrade.
defer
That's talking
upgrades. I'm
about
sorry. Yeah,
upgrades.
yeah. I'm sorry. Defer upgrades. Oops. Well, I even misread that. Sorry. But there's no way to turn it off, so you're going to be updating no
No.
matter what. Now this comes to a problem where we see, like when you go to build the latest build, get Skype. All right. So maybe I don't want to get Skype. I mean, in Windows 8, Skype is an optional update in the Windows Update. So how do you prevent that from happening? How do you prevent stuff you don't want installed to be installed if anything can basically be installed to your? I don't like that. I don't know if that's temporary or if it's permanent, but if it's permanent, to me that's like really bad, because then how does Microsoft handle drivers? Like you had brought up
You
before
can
this.
still turn it off in system properties, and it does seem to work.
For
So,
now.
because yeah, I tried when I was running 10130, I turned the Windows Update driver, don't get me drivers, blah blah blah, and he didn't. When it used to. Remember one time? Remember Jim? It used to always get you drivers.
Jim?
Jim.
Jim! Well, maybe Jim disappeared. Who
We've lost
knows?
Jim.
All right. Well, if he wants to come back in, he can. But anyway, Ross. I mean, yeah. So just looking at it, it looks all right, but to me, it looks like too much of a boggle between right now 8, 7, and 8, and I
Mm.
don't know. I mean, obviously, this is a transaction designed to make sure that you always have the latest updates, but it can be used pretty badly if it's not done right.
Let's. I mean, obviously we're still talking about a beta, so this time. I mean, July the 29th. We've got what, basically a month and a half, roughly,
Hmm.
very roughly. So obviously there's time for changes yet, and of course if they do listen to the feedback, But I mean, not everybody's going to agree with us. Everyone's going to have their own ideas about what they like and what they dislike.
Right.
You know.
I mean, this is the one thing I thought Cortana. I liked this idea, but like for example, it's like you always have to use Bing. It always has to search with Bing. I don't like that either. Like, I think that's going to be a major issue because now you're limiting choice if that's permanent. For example, if I use this thing, right? Let's see.
Okay.
I agree. Right. Hello, Cortana. Cortana? Maybe it can't.
Oh, shit. It doesn't sound like she's very happy with you.
It doesn't want to answer now because it's listening to this conversation.
Can you change the search provider? Will it allow you to do that?
No, not in Cortana, as far as I know. Hello, Cortana. Hello, Cortana. How do
Well,
I?
she's talking to you, but
Right. I don't want my reminders. And obviously it's using Outlook for this or something, or Windows Mail, or how the hell do I? Oh, it's very laggy in this build. To be honest with you, it's some kind of weird stuff is
I
going
think
on.
that might be because we're streaming.
No, it was like this before too. In this build, there's something it doesn't like going on. Let's see. If I hit that button on the bottom here, the microphone, usually it'll pick up on I'm trying to ask it a question. I'm hitting it many times, and it's decided it doesn't want to deal with me here. Hello, Cortana. I know that it's working. I know that it works because I've tested it before, but I have my volume down so that the listening
Yeah, I
volume.
think. Have you just tried
Hello,
asking?
Cortana. Is there any way to restart the service?
I have no idea. Ask her a question.
How can I? Surely it would have.
No, I think you've got to type it into the search box at the bottom there,
Oh, okay. So if I type in like.
where it says "Ask me anything." Yeah.
All right. So if I type in like what's
Why are you so rubbish?
frozen, it's not letting me backspace. Let me
Oh
just
my
make.
god.
Oh, the start menu's frozen too. Is there something wrong with this build? 10.11.35. Well, it's not stable. This keeps happening. This happened before we did the screen share too.
Your task manager's going crazy.
Yeah. Let me see what's using up. Something must be eating CPU.
Oh, that's you, is it? Oh, okay.
The system is. Let me try to cancel out search. I noticed if I disable Cortana, the start menu will reappear, which is see, I killed search and now it came back. Weird, and this menu will come back too. Somehow they're interchangeably linked.
Well, she is a search engine, basically, isn't she? More or less, isn't she? So
Right.
it's kind of. Ish.
Let me ask a question now. Hold on. What
Hi there,
time
Maya.
is it? You see it doing it? It's doing it.
Oh, there we go. Look at that. Hey.
Right. And normally it would say it, but you can't hear it because if I turn on the volume, well, maybe I can. Test. No, it echoes my voice, so I can't.
Okay. All right.
But
Try asking her something a bit more racy. Well, nothing too racy.
well, we don't want to go down that
No,
road.
nothing down that.
Right.
No, I mean something
Hello.
a bit more involved,
Right. Hello, Cortana. Where can I find pornography? Hold on.
Oh
Wait.
no.
I'm just kidding. No one uses search engines for that. Only 90% of every search.
Well, not when you're playing it over back
No,
over
I'm
the
joking. Yeah.
internet. You know what I mean?
So if I type in, look, I'll type in what's the news today, right? Obviously, it wants to search Bing because it knows I don't have a file named that apparently.
Yeah, that's cool. Let's go for it.
All right, so it'll open Spartan or Edge or whatever this thing's called now, and
The Edge.
I don't like this. Search my stuff. You know what? Because whatchamacallit had that. Google had that with that Google desktop thing, and I didn't like that it indexes all your stuff then displays it on the search. But whatever. That's just a privacy thing of mine. Let's see here. So yeah, we're using Bing. We're not using Google, but notice it looks
Uh-huh.
very similar to Google now. It's almost like exactly very similar looking, but the results obviously will
Yeah.
be organized a bit differently. Um, if I type in that, what happens? Maybe nothing. I mean, I don't know. Apparently, nothing happens when I click on that yet. Oh, it's probably not ready for that yet. I don't know. But in general, I mean, Windows 10, Spartan in particular, does not support HTTP2, which is a new protocol coming out that a lot of websites already use, such as Google, Facebook, Twitter. They're all using this, and this does not support it yet. I don't know if it's just turned off somewhere in the options or what, but I don't know if it's not flagged on or what. It just doesn't support it. Um,
HTTP2.
yes. If you look it up, it's a way of
Mhm.
quickly transmitting data. The second protocol for the network protocol used by the World Wide Web. Um, it's new. Not many web servers support it, but Google does. So if you're running Chrome, results will be faster. The page will load faster and things like this. All the major websites support it. WindowsForum.com supports it right now because we're paying way too much for the web server, but everything is supported, but not Spartan for some reason. Firefox supports it. I don't know. Spartan, not Spartan, but Edge, because they renamed it because nobody likes Spartan because then you have to be a Microsoft Spartan certified, whatever, Spartanly certified. So it's this crazy thing.
I think it is HTTP stroke 2 qualified.
Well,
I
if
think
I
it is.
look, I'll try. Uh, there's a web browser test, and it says that it's not, but it could be wrong. Although I highly.
Well, this article could be wrong. That's always.
Well, they said, yeah, there was an article that said, oh, it will definitely work once it's released, but I don't see it being working now. Is what I'm saying.
Uh-huh. Right.
Uh, and this was off of what I read. It was Wikipedia.
Oh, I see. I see what you're saying. So once it's fully released, yeah, okay, it should work. But at the moment, it's nada.
No, not a chance.
Okay.
Why am I? I'm still on Bing. That's why I can't find it. Hold on. I'm sorry.
God, we really are slagging off Microsoft.
I know I shouldn't say that, right?
Shouldn't we,
I'm still on Bing. That's why I can't find it. I mean, that's just what I think normally, and unfortunately,
So a Microsoft support site, it's...
right. But it says this browser is not enabled. It detects it automatically, right? This page, http://akamai.com.
Okay.
If I go to that same page, and excuse me, because this is going to go crazy. Not Hangout, sorry. Whoa.
Help me!
Right. I'm stuck. I'm lost. I wonder if you search for Chrome and with Cortana, okay, it allows it. But if I type in on here,
Uh-huh.
all right, I'll just type that in there, and this is the test. You are using it right now, and then it'll say click here for a demo. I'll go to the demo, and it'll show you that it loads considerably faster. You see,
Okay.
in real time. Let me try to run that demo, even though it says Edge doesn't support it. Just out of curiosity's sake, I didn't try this yet. Haven't tried it yet. It won't let you. So it's saying
It's a bit...
the thing is, IE
I
supported
can't
it.
understand.
IE
Yeah,
supported
why?
it before they removed it from Windows 10. So that's kind of weird. I mean, there could just be a flag to enable it in the when you run, because this is still obviously beta or whatever it is, technical preview. There could be, you run it with the command line to make sure that it's on, but I don't know. That's one of
I
my
don't-
things that I'm annoyed with. But
so generally, to try and sort of pull this preview conversation together, then, so generally, we're sort of feeling that Microsoft is just, Windows 10 did look like a fantastic project, and the potential was huge. But there is a big but. It just seems that they're taking one or two things a bit far, and uh, they're changing for changing's sake.
hmm, I think
From
that
sp-
that's the case. I mean, it looks good
yeah.
offhand, but I don't necessarily like some things. They kind of irk me here and there. Would I
Mhm.
recommend this upgrade to a business? No, because if you have Windows 8 and you're using Start 8 or whatever free start thing you did to revive the start menu, which any sane person would do, quite frankly, I
Mhm.
don't think most businesses have adopted Windows 8. I think they're still on XP or 7. But if you're on either of those, first of all, I think, yeah, you should upgrade from XP. But if you're on Windows 7 and you haven't upgraded to 8 yet, yeah, you might want to upgrade to this because they're going to cut off, they might cut you off from being able to upgrade in the future. That would be my main selling point, which is not a very high selling point. If I'm going to say, well, because you can't get updates in the future, you should update now.
Mhm.
Now we're talking about, well, it's planned obsolescence. It's saying, well, yeah, well, you have to upgrade because you won't be able to upgrade to Windows 11 or whatever they're going to call it when they will come out with it. It'll probably be done through Windows updates, but it will be called something, an update to Windows 10, and you won't be able to upgrade. You'll be stuck with no upgrade path like Windows XP. Many Windows XP customers are. They have very few options for upgrading their systems other than replacing them. So the situation for me is I would not recommend this as it stands right now. But granted, it hasn't been, it's not done. It's not
Yeah,
done.
let's wait for the RTM
If it
before
is
we.
exactly the same as the RTM, then then we have
Oh,
my
yeah,
verdict
yeah.
is I've slammed the hammer down and my verdict is done. I don't think that that's correct.
Well,
And what do you
what
need
I'm
to get a
hoping
different
is
search
they
engine in
will release.
Cortana? What do
I'm
you need
hoping
to
that
get a
they will
different?
release. Yeah, yeah. I'm hoping they'll release something that's going to be RTM like and this thing. Then they'll sit back and hopefully wait for the feedback. We can tell them what we think they should change, and I just hope to hell that they listen.
Right. And see, even I say, what's the weather? What time is it? Whatever. I say this to this computer. I'm
Uh huh.
talking to it now because, like, like I don't know how to type now anymore. So I'm doing this, and I see it, and it could be, promising this voice recognition and stuff, especially on tablets and phones, which like almost no one is using. But I type with Microsoft anyway. But I type this, and when I look here, it says see more results on Bing. It's getting it from Bing. It's like they had a court order ordering them not to make Internet Explorer the only option browser in Europe. This was ordered by a court of law, and now still it's got to use Bing, man. I don't want that to be my search
Well,
engine on here.
yeah, but that's their proprietary. You know,
Well, there's
I
going to be
can
a lot.
understand
I'm
them
telling
doing
you,
that.
a lot of people will complain about it. A lot of people will, because if this is your search bar, right, even with Cortana off, and I want to search the web and I type something, it's got to open it in Bing. And I know that that's going to annoy people, unless there's some way I can change it. Maybe if I change it here, let's see, real quick, just a quick.
Hmm.
How do you
Well,
change?
I did say, see which if you could change the search provider,
Is there any
that
way?
would be. Um,
Internet Explorer is still in here somewhere? Oh Jesus, what is going on here? Okay,
change Cortana search provider. Let's just have a look.
right. I didn't know but that's not enabled either. And is this IE or now? What am I doing here? All right, this is IE. Why is everything white too? Like, what's this white and gray sort of?
That's one thing that Well, that's the one thing. Um, I don't know what it is with Microsoft, but they just don't seem to be in with it, with colours, themes. Give us some themes for the browser, the
Well,
top
there's
of the browser,
right. There's always
what's
that
wrong with
option.
them?
There's always that option that there's always that possibility that they could do that. That they could change something before they release it, and all of a sudden apply some brand new theme, like the Luna theme, like they did with XP. Because at
Apparently you can't change the provider. Sorry
well,
to
if
cut
they
in
don't
there.
change that by the time, look, see, search and address bar's grayed out. If they don't change that by the time it's released, I mean, they're going to be facing some kind of legal problems. I mean, not from me, but from from everybody. I mean, I can't believe that you'd be stuck using Bing like that. I mean, that's just my opinion. But like you said, this is their proprietary search, and But I think that why limit? Forget about legal things. Why limit someone's options? Why limit the end user
Mm.
options, like the time
Mm.
thing? Now it's fucking. Excuse me. Now it's 30 steps to check the
Michael,
time.
honestly, your language.
Yeah.
Apparently somebody's managed to do it in the phone, I think.
Oh, congratulations! The one person using it. I'm sorry. It's an annoyance.
Yeah, I know. And I mean,
I mean, when Windows 8 was in alpha and beta and stuff, I made some videos for the Windows8forum.com YouTube channel, and those were pretty negative because I was like, where the hell's the start menu and all this stuff. Now I'm like, okay, they got the start menu back, but did that take that much time to do that? Like, you can't, gotta be
paid a
kidding
high
me.
price though for it, didn't they? Paid a
Right.
high price for it.
I mean, you're on now. Like you said, you're going to have people segmented between Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 10, and that thing, that has now been updated in Windows 8 and Windows 7 that appears, telling you, okay, secure your free upgrade. That's like to nag you to upgrade. That's what it is. It's going to be turned into a goddamn nag screen if you don't turn it off. I guarantee it, because they know that the adoption is not going to be there to upgrade. I think, in my opinion. This is just an opinion.
It's a nice offer though, a free operating system for nothing.
Yeah, for the
I
first
mean,
such and
yeah,
such days or whatever.
yeah,
Probably,
first year.
probably most people in the
I mean,
first year
I,
buy
I,
them.
I mean, I'll certainly take them up on their offer.
I definitely
Uh,
will, but it doesn't mean I'll do it willingly. I'll do it because I know, in my back of my mind, I have to have the latest operating system, otherwise I'll become out of date. With Windows anyway, in Windows world. In my
yeah, I
view.
suppose. Yeah.
It's not
Well, if
like
you want the latest DX12 and I mean, basically that's why gamers will be doing it. It's for the DX12, isn't it?
right.
And I mean, there'll be one really good way that Microsoft could get. They say that Windows 10 is gaming ready, but if they really made sure that it was a really good gaming operating system, they would win hands down. Totally would.
Do you think it will be significantly? I don't think it'll be significantly faster than 7, or I mean 8, or even 8. I think it maybe will be running at the same speed here,
Well, I
the same
guess we'll have to
performance
wait and see.
for
I
the
don't know.
benchmarks.
I think the benchmarks are pretty close at the moment. But we'll have to wait and see, and see once we've got proper drivers, and we're seeing an RTM. I think that's the only time you're going to really be able to do a definitive benchmark.
Hmm.
Use the RTM, proper Windows 10 drivers as well, and I don't mean just for graphics. I mean for everything, because everything
Oh,
does
that's
play
right.
a role. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, uh, you know, and see how we go. I mean, it has always felt really nice graphically. Anyway, Windows 10.
Hmm.
there is a really nice feel to it. There's a warmth. I've always had a warmth from it,
In
but
your heart for this system. Or is that-
no, it's just I
Just
found
kidding,
the graphics on it are very warm. They're very good. They're very vibrant. It seems like a good system, but it just seems that some of the changes they're making is ruining it. Ruining.
starting
It is
to
basically ruining. It's like
start
starting to overshadow.
right.
I mean, that's what today when we all said, when we first saw Windows 10, every one of us said this to a man, that we all said, wow, it's a great operate. This looks fantastic, blah blah blah. But every one of us said that the recent uh, versions we've not liked, and basically because of what's been changed.
Right.
And I think the reason why we so much liked the initial versions is because basically a lot was still the same. We knew where everything was. I mean, all right, if you want to put it a different color or slightly change it that way, but to change integral parts of the makeup of like I say, just the changing of the clocks there, it's just indicative of the rest of the changes that have been made. Which did it need it?
Hmm. And well,
Really, did it need
not
it?
to say that it's just about the clock. It's just it seems like a bunch of little knickknacks here and there that kind of have added up. Like a bunch of small, minute things that, in the overall grand scheme of things, get a little bit annoying. Like this seems more like a Windows 7 plus Windows 8 hybrid, and an update to Windows updates, and it's hard to really describe it, isn't it? Because that this was once a part of the start screen, and you can get back there. You can turn this thing back on and turn it back into the start screen subway thing that nobody liked. Or
It's
if it's a
almost like they
tablet,
ended
it'll
up.
detect it. It'll detect that and run it that way.
It
But I'm
feels
sorry.
like they had a working group that was created simply to find different ways to do things.
Right.
That's how it feels. It just feels like they've found, oh, right, okay, we better change it because this is a brand new operating system. If we haven't changed, people are going to say, well, it's just the same, blah, 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 so we best change it, regardless of whether it's good or bad. And I'm just hoping that they listen to some feedback they have been doing. And I've got to say, Microsoft do deserve a bit of a slap on the back for it because they have been listening. But they just need to listen a little bit more, and I hope to God they listen to some of this.
Well, I don't know that they will. Maybe they will, and
Well,
try to get the video taken down. Just that's I'm sorry.
yeah,
You know.
MVP revoked, and
Right. But it's good
that's
to
it.
say. I mean, not good to say, but I did not renew my MVP award. Ross here is a Microsoft Most Valuable Professional. Awarded by Microsoft. I am a 7-time certified in information technology, mostly from Microsoft. So it's not like we don't. It's not like we don't want it to be bad. In fact, we want it to be good.
For sure, yeah.
Like I look at
Of
it,
course.
and to me, like this here is just so annoying. Like, what is going on here, dude? Like, the control panel, the original
Uh-huh.
control panel we all know and accept, and obviously this isn't. I don't think this is a modern app, right? Because that won't run on your cell phone, as far as I know. But then you've got this settings here. So which one am I supposed to be using here? Because every time, if I have a choice from a technical standpoint, every
Uh-huh.
single time I'm going to use this. Every time I'm going to use the original control panel every time. I don't want to necessarily use this.
Well, basically, that's what you're used to, yeah.
Right.
But I
Because
think this is
it's,
going to be phased out.
well, if they do phase it out, they need to make it easier, because I don't like this thing either. This crazy notification panel, like tablet mode. Let's go. Like, what is this? Now suddenly I'm on a tablet again. Here we go, back into Windows 8 land. I understand the need for one unified operating system, but at the same time,
Mm.
you know, I hate to slag on it, really, but you could deconstruct this thing and talk
But
about
these
what's
things have
bad
to be
about it all
said.
day.
If this is what you feel, these things have to be said
Well, right.
because
I mean, it's
otherwise,
ultimately it's feedback, and that's I hope
yeah,
what they wanted. They want
definitely.
feedback. They're getting
Yeah,
feedback. You know.
yeah, yeah. You know, and I urge anybody get it written down and sent in because unless you do that, they don't know about it, and they need to be told. You know, that's the only way you'll get things changed.
Hmm. I
It's the only
mean,
way.
it's. I think for most people who are not
Hmm.
necessarily computer literate, and for most people who are not necessarily into technology or into, well, I mean, everybody's into technology now, but they're not enthusiasts. You know, they're not evangelically prescribed into this sort of
Hmm.
way. This is more like a cumbersome type of update. Like, oh boy, you know, they've updated it again. It's free, but only for a year. I better go and get my update. And
Hmm.
so, like, I would never upgrade my copy of Windows. I would run a clean install because now I'm concerned what files, remnants of the other edition be left over that are not in use and are hogging up hard drive space, registry entries, and things like this. And you know,
Hmm.
I'm very like that. You know, I've been running the same Windows 8.1. This is a virtual machine, so I've been running Windows 8.1 now since 2013, 2 years without reinstalling anything
Hmm.
on my main system. So I can't see upgrading that system. I would do a clean install to make sure nothing's going to go wrong, and this is where you
Sure.
get into this weird world. Like, okay, everybody's now you got to upgrade, now you got to upgrade, now you got to upgrade. I don't know. You don't have to upgrade really if you don't want to. You know, you will eventually once the support cycle ends for those operating systems, but you wouldn't have to.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
hopefully
Uh,
that. I don't like how it says use a PIN number when you log in. Like all these little things kind of annoy me. Like I don't want to use a PIN number. You know, maybe I don't want to.
no, no,
You know, stop
no.
nagging. Like a lot of nag screens in this when on the setup and stuff. To me, anyway, in my opinion, and
What's
maybe
wrong with using a password anyway?
I don't know. I always thought, well, you know, people are saying, well, the PIN gives two-step verification because the PIN is linked to your password, but the password won't be disclosed if someone's monitoring your keys. Only the PIN will. But my thought is, if the PIN is the same as the password, either way, they're going to get in.
Yeah.
You know, and then there's
Yeah.
problems people saying they can't get in with home groups when they use the PIN and not the password. So I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot to it,
I'm
but
sure there's a few bits and bobs that need ironing out.
ultimately it'll
Yeah.
be biometrics.
Sure.
They'll have like a fingerprint scanner. You know,
Oh, yeah, that sounds awful.
but or they have a retina scan of your eyeball when you.
Yeah, that's just making things really complicated and
Right. I mean, I'm excited about actually the Microsoft Virtual Reality thing that they're doing, the HoloLens, the Microsoft
uh-huh.
HoloLens. That technology
Oh yeah,
looks.
that looks fantastic.
Now
Yeah,
that's
that really
something
does.
that's really like, wow, you know, that'll blow people away when that comes out. You know, that's going to change.
Sure, yeah.
You know, this is sort of like, oh well, yeah, right, Windows 10 now is coming out. We don't know what happened to 9, but this is 10. So yeah, I mean, it's Windows 10, so that's it. You know, there's not much to it. It'll run applications and it'll run.
Well, you know what they say, familiarity breeds contempt. So, um,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
it's not a bad operating system. Is it going to take over the phone market and the tablet market like I think it's aimed to do? Absolutely not. You know,
No.
the promising thing I saw was the Surface, the Microsoft Surface tablet, sort of laptop turns into a tablet thing. That thing looks cool, but
Uh-huh.
that's because you don't have to always use it as a tablet. You know, you can actually use it for Windows. You can use Word and Excel in it and things like this. So. I don't know. But this
Mm.
is a good preview, I think, and maybe when the
Mm.
RTM comes out, we'll take a look at it. Unless it's exactly the same as this, then this is the only video we'll make right now.
Oh, I hope so. Oh. I really hope not.
Then
Yeah.
we'll all still be on Windows 8. And
Yeah, for sure. I'll be going back so fast. I was only on it for what, maybe an hour, 2 hours this time around.
Am I logged into
Yeah.
Skype? Oh, okay, no, I'm not. Yeah, so you had problems, right, with the when you're closing it out and all sorts of things.
I mean, not yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, they weren't huge and that, but you know, at the moment, I just want a PC that works. I just with getting all the new stuff and everything. I want to see it working. I don't want to see it like not working because, well, I mean, all the drivers did work this time, and that was the good thing. And I was very impressed that Microsoft had managed to get them all sorted and stuff worked. But you could tell things weren't happy, and uh, I thought, nah, I'll go back. I'll wait a couple of builds, and try again.
Hmm.
Because once using it, I don't really want a dual boot, um, and I would like to use it all the time, like I used to before I upgraded to the new motherboard and stuff. But um, at the moment, it's just not. It's too buggy. It's too buggy.
Hmm. Just little knickknacks here and there, like I kind of mentioned, right?
Sure, yeah,
Things
yeah,
here and there,
yeah.
just not.
Nothing crazy. But I mean, as an operating system, I really like. I mean, there's a lot about it that I really like. I know it doesn't sound like it, but and of course, you get used to these things that have been changed. Eventually, you do get used to them, and I suppose you don't really care about them. But it's just, I don't know. It just seems like the other way just seems so much simpler. If you wanted to change the way it looked, fair enough, but just keep it the same process. What was wrong with it?
Well, they want.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, just look at some of the services like Xbox Live Game Save. This is designed as an operating system to run on any device. That's the thing, and it's the same thing they did with Windows 8. They tried to do with Windows 8 and failed.
Uh-huh.
Unfortunately, if you look at
Yeah,
this,
I mean, it's really cool. I mean, it is very cool.
yeah, if it
Uh,
worked. I mean, not
mm,
that it doesn't work, but if the idea, if the concept caught on, it could be very prosperous. Like, when you're running a
sure.
when you're running a Google device, you're in Google's ecosystem. When you're running a Microsoft device, they want you to be in Microsoft's ecosystem.
Mm,
My view is that I shouldn't be in your ecosystem. Like, I want to use whatever I want, whether it's you like it or not, sort of thing. So, I would prefer if when I search using the search thing, this is not Bing, and hopefully that'll change. I would, I use Gmail for my email. I don't want to use Microsoft Mail, so I turn all these live tiles off. But I shouldn't have to. It should be There should be a way for compatibility, and I know that they've tried towards that, but. I would prefer a world where, like, apps for Android or Apple, even, you're surprised to say, because I don't really like
uh,
Apple, but I would prefer that all of these applications can run on the same platform or on different platforms, but they run sort of independently. And, if something's running only for Apple, it can run on Windows or it can run on Android. Or I think that would be the best way, to have an open sort of look at it and not be like, okay, it's got to be our way or the highway type of design.
well,
And,
weren't they sort of trying to give that impression at the build conference? They were trying to say, well, if you want it to run in Apple, it will run in Apple, and if you want it to run in this language, it will run in this language. If you want it to run in, and they seem to want to try and cover everything.
right. Well, I hope so. I certainly hope
Yeah,
so.
yeah, yeah.
Um, right now, more work needs to be done. Whether or not it's because people are saying, well, it's feature complete, and
Mm.
that's kind of a concern. Because it's the idea that, like you said, they did too much, but it's also like, oh well, maybe they did too little too.
Yeah, but it's all right. Like I say, it's all right having the fantastic features and this, that, and the other. But it's the nitty gritty that they must get right. It's the basic day to day stuff, which you do you maybe you do over and over again. If that isn't nice, simple, clicky stuff, You know, people don't like it, or if it's hard to find, or if it's people don't like it. They don't want to change. And then again, it becomes an uphill struggle, this is the thing I'm worried about with these changes that they're making to areas that don't seem to need changing. Like I say, change the look so it fits in with everything else.
Right. I
Great.
mean, I still run Windows Media Player sometimes in Windows 8. I understand they're trying to get everybody to use the modern version or whatever. I mean, I still use Media Player occasionally for
Yeah,
music. I
yeah.
mean, I don't
Well,
use.
I tend to use VLC
Oh
simply
yeah,
because
for videos I use that. Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
it's like it carries every codec known to man. So
Right, right. It's not. There's no compatibility issues. Yeah.
exactly, yeah, yeah.
Um, but I'm looking at this and.
I mean, I think that like the Edge being a PDF reader as well, carrying its own PDF reader. I mean, that's pretty cool. I mean, yeah, that's quite a good thing. So you don't have to download a PDF reader at all, or you can just use the Edge.
Well, let's see. Let's see. I haven't tried that. If you don't mind, maybe somebody will still who still hasn't been bored to death is still watching this. They might be
Yeah,
interested.
go for it. Yeah, if you've got a PDF handy.
Yeah, here we
Um,
go. I just loaded one. This is a
yeah.
sample of some company. I don't know what this is, but yeah, it loads very quickly. Very quickly.
Mm,
So that's
yeah,
kind of neat.
yeah.
That's an
Yeah, it works
advancement.
very well.
It loads
Yeah.
PDFs.
Like I
Yeah.
say, there's a lot to like. There's a lot to
Right.
like, but
Yeah, there's a
but like
lot.
you say, a lot of this stuff in the start menu, and I mean, I know it's stuff that they've put in there just to fill it up, but yeah, it just needs taken out and your own stuff put in there,
Right.
basically.
When I like, what
And
is because there's a lot of stuff that seems like it's packed. A lot
and I
of
think it's sacrilegious that they've left the date on the bottom of the time. When you make the taskbar small, that
well, you
date
mentioned that
should
you didn't like
disappear.
that, so yeah.
Yeah, I think it's terrible. It really is.
Well, this these icons, I know why it is. This could be. This is a weird thing because now it's messing up your eyes too. Because when you make, look, if you're watching the screen, right? Still, Ross.
Uh-huh.
When you make, all right, when you make the screen, when you make the taskbar icon smaller, you make the taskbar smaller, right?
Sure.
These icons are really small, right? But
Yeah.
these icons are like the same size still.
Basically the same.
Why? Let me
Are
see if they're
they?
the
Oh,
same.
aren't they? Reverse it. Yeah.
They're the same
Yeah, they're
size.
pretty much the same size,
They're
yeah.
just adding a little padding above and below.
Unless this is another thing they're going to change in the RTM.
Right. I hope so.
But
I
otherwise,
don't think so. I think it's something that's so small, they may not. It may fly off their radar. But I could be wrong. Could be wrong at
yeah,
any time.
it needs fixing. I want that date gone from the bottom of the time. You know, because I'm into. I like things to look beautiful, nice, flowing, form, function, and to have that great big clumping thing hanging off the bottom of it, it's just, oh dear, come on, Microsoft.
Right. Right. What's this Xbox stuff that they added here? I don't know. I'm in some crazy world with these
Uh,
apps. I don't like these modern apps, to be quite frank.
some of them are good, are really good, but some of them are, well,
Well, the thing,
come on.
there's one last thing. It's like, why do I have? Okay, we got the store in Windows Technical Preview, Windows 10 Technical
What
Preview.
happened there? Didn't it work? Didn't it open?
It opened, but it's. I'll just let it load. I don't know what it's doing. Oh, I
Uh,
lost the start menu again. Hold on.
I would find stuff that sometimes I'd click on stuff to open and then it would just disappear. But it seems to have stopped doing that now.
Well, I noticed that in this build, and this is very likely to change. Otherwise, there's going to be all sorts of people are going to be upset. If the search is doing something, it seems like it bogs down the start menu. And I'm assuming when I launched this, some sort of search probably went on. So this is a way, I suppose, and this is, of course, yeah, that's my user profile from like 5 or 10 years ago from Xbox or
Okay.
something. Uh, I don't know. I played Batman Arkham City. I don't know why that's there. Maybe I played it once. I played some of
Hmm.
these, but and I played the Microsoft Flight Beta, which that was actually it was all right, pretty good. But
Okay.
if you so this is a way for you to connect with people that have Xbox. I'm presuming. I guess that's what is going on here. Game DVR. So there's some sort of gaming support here. But again, we're launching the store.
Hmm.
Why would I want to buy anything from this store when traditionally applications are purchased from the website that's selling it? You know what I mean? Like,
It's not handy for the odd free game. I quite like it for the odd free app as well. I
it's
do
kind
use
of,
the store. Well,
yeah,
only for that actually. I must admit.
right. And, well, look at this. See, look, this says Xbox on it, right? Microsoft Solitaire
Uh-huh.
Collection. Now this comes with Windows 10, and I just opened it before. My question would be, will this also run on Xbox? Is that why? What's going on here? Like, if you buy an Xbox game, will that run on Windows as well? Is this something new that's coming into transition here, or I don't know. I don't have enough information to know
Mm.
about that. Is that the goal to be able to have anything run on anything that's Microsoft? I guess that's the ultimate goal, right? I mean, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Well, to just cover all devices. But the only other thing is with that is like if all those devices are running Windows and Windows goes down, then it's a bit of a bugger.
Right. Right. Yeah, isn't that true? And then of course that's why they're forcing the updates. I don't know. Who knows? So it's a hard sell, but I mean, I think this has been a good preview, right? I mean, have we missed anything? Do you want to?
Watch this space, I guess.
I'm sorry. Oh yeah,
Uh, uh,
visit windowsforum.com.
yeah,
I mean,
watch
what
this
else am I
space.
supposed to say? Yeah, watch. I mean, we are dedicated on the site to supporting people who are having difficulties, and the same people that were involved in Windows 7 Forums.com and Windows 8 Forums.com. So, looking into this build, it looks interesting. There's a lot that needs to be worked on, but
Yeah, and if anybody out there is listening to this and have got their own comments, please feel free to make any comments. Post in the Windows 10 section,
yeah, on
which you can find at the
windowsforum.com,
top of the
right?
forum. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
also, we're not Microsoft, so don't blame us for any
Yeah.
problems that you're having. But yeah, and use the feedback feature in Windows 10 if you're going to do this. Do not run this operating system on a production system. If you actually need to get work done or something, do not, run the technical preview right now because it's a technical preview. It's not finished. So yes, we have a whole Windows 10 section devoted coming soon next month. This will be released to manufacturers and it will be finalized July 29th. It'll be available for download for everyone. All right, so
Mm.
thank you. And all right, I guess we'll sign off, Ross.
All right. Thank you. Good night.
Take it easy. I have to figure out how to sign. So, all right, thank you.